Can you quit killing me with that guy over there?
You haven't played, right?
The Wraith?
I've played 3 games before this event.
You're full of shit.
Then how come
I'm not lying.
How come you're obviously the best person on the team with the Wraith? Why are you so annoying?
I'm a hacker.
Yeah, you are.
I specifically picked the asshole shotgun robot just to kill you. You know that, right?
I'm J-tagging.
Is that how you got your level 50 in big clan battle?
There was a moment there when I was the assassin, and I was like, I'm gonna get your ass. I'm gonna get your ass. And I just started like charging you, and I started hitting you. You ran around behind a wall, and I walked around the wall, and all of a sudden I exploded. And
all right, everybody,
Greenskull, top left corner, and I hear you laughing, and I was like, son of a bitch.
How's it going, ReadyUpLive? Just before E3, there was a special Lawbreakers event. A bunch of content creators were there. We're all playing Lawbreakers together, yelling at each other. It was super awesome. Huge props to Boss Key for bringing me out to that. So while I was there and dominating, oh yeah, I definitely got MVP almost every round. I have no idea why. That's the thing, is that I'm super mediocre at a lot of games. And I imagine I will be just mere days into Lawbreakers. But as it is right now, I'm pretty alright. It helps that I'm using Wraith, who's kind of an OP character, or at least people haven't figured out how to defend against Wraith yet. See, when you right-click with Wraith, you just constantly fly around. It's that the recharge is just instant, so if I'm tapping like this, I'm just going the whole time, just tap, 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 tap. And as I'm doing that, I'm flying through the air, as well as hurting people. So it's a movement thing and an attack thing, so there's no reason to not do it all the time. So if I were to describe Lawbreakers in just a few sentences, I'd say it's definitely a hero shooter. So you're going to get those Overwatch vibes. I know they hate being compared to Overwatch, but Overwatch is one that, you know, a lot of people have played. So it's very easy to at least get into that headspace of what kind of game this is, except it's less cartoony. I would say it's a little less friendly in the sense that in Overwatch you have these press one key and win situations, which isn't the case in Lawbreakers. I rarely even use my super. It just slows down an area of time. Your supers aren't massive, and I love that. It's entirely a skill-based game, and they're really working on that. There was apparently at some point a sniper character that they got rid of because they realized this game wasn't about range. This is a very close combat game. You're running at each other. You're not sniping people. You're not camping. It's movement-based. It's kind of crazy. It's super fast-paced, and you gotta really hone your mouse skills. Another huge part of this game is figuring out movement. Because you have all these anti-gravity patches, these areas, they've got to figure out how to navigate. For instance, if you're a heavier character, you can shoot your rocket behind you and actually propel you through that space, rather than being slow and stuck kind of hovering through it. Obviously, as Wraith, I'm just going to be tapping that right click and flying through it. There's a lot of map awareness. It's Quake-esque in that sense. You need to know where the healing stations are, and if not a healing station, at least a healing pickup.
Voice is hit and hold B. Hey, Lamau.
Stop that.
Because you're not regenerating. It's a little more old school in that sense. I actually really like the combination of old things and new in Lawbreakers. I grew up a PC gamer. I grew up with Quake. I grew up with Half-Life. I grew up with the original Counter-Strike. And there are certainly a lot of old school elements in here, in the fact that there's this huge skill gap. And that skill gap to me was confirmed when we had one player come in. I would dominate. I would always be MVP. And then we had a player who was a professional CSGO player hop on the game. The most kills you would see in a match between all these content creators, usually by me, I'm just going to keep bragging about it. The most kills you'd see, I'd usually get around 18 to 26-ish. This CSGO guy, he would constantly get over 30 kills, 40 kills. A huge gap that we never saw before in all of our playtime. And it's because he was just legitimately better at playing without any gimmicks, without pressing Q more. He just had better aim. He was quicker with his mouse. He was quicker with his movement. This game doesn't hold your hand. And absolutely, that may be to the game's detriment. You could criticize it for that. If you're a newbie FPS player, don't touch this game. This game is not for you. This game is just, you're going to get your ass kicked. And you're going to learn, and you're going to adapt, and you're going to find that character that you like and get better at him. See, for me, when I first played the alpha, I didn't like it. Well, I liked it a bit. I just didn't love it. I sucked, I guess was the big thing. I just couldn't figure it out. And then I started learning while I was at this event at E3, and I was getting better and dominating more and figuring out the little tips and tricks. And then I started to love it. And there's a lot to be said there. I've played my fair share of video games in my life, and the ones that I'm unsure about at the start and learn to love, that's an interesting type of game. It's because there is this learning curve. You got to figure it out. The Lawbreakers Early Access Beta starts tomorrow, so we're going to be streaming it. Be sure to check it out on mixer.com/Greenskull. We got a sweet crew who are going to be hitting up. We're going to be giving away keys as well, so if you want to come win some, definitely tune in. You'll be able to catch that at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, the 28th. And then on June 30th, if you pre-order the game, you can get into the beta as well. All in all, I'm really impressed with the game. We'll see how I feel after the beta, and I may make a video talking about it. Hope to see you guys in the stream tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Have you checked out Lawbreakers yet? Are you excited about it? I don't know if you guys are necessarily into this kind of game, so I'm curious to see what the comments say. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video.
Hey, you got shields and deals now. Make it happen. Your next level asshole robot thing.